Konnichiwa, and hello. Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Warren Brazington, and this is the Authentic Truth podcast. Just a couple things before I get started. If you would please take a moment to like, rate, follow, and share the show to others, it would be greatly appreciated and will help you stay up to date on new and upcoming episodes, as well as help me spread these important messages to others. I'm also making video for the show from here on out, so it is also available on YouTube. So please subscribe if you'd like also. YouTube listeners out there, feel free to check out my other episodes. I just started doing video, but I can, without hesitation, assure you that the other episodes I made that don't have video are real gems as well. I did my best to create this podcast to inspire others, not to just entertain. In a world where people are looking for real meaning and purpose in their lives, this is the very reason I do this show. Every episode is custom tailored to shed light on topics most of us struggle with. I struggled for close to 3 decades on all of the topics that I have covered so far. I just decided one day I'm not going to live that way anymore. Walking our way through life with little to no direction and no real meaning or passion within it is a fate worse than death. It takes courage to face life and go after what you value and love the most. I'm here to guide you on it because I lived it and I embody it. Every human being on earth deserves to have a life they are excited to wake up to in the morning. It is up to us to make that dream and connection a reality. This is the way. This episode is going to be very unique because it's just about that. Unique people. This episode is for the ones of you that never fit in, always felt out of place, called a misfit or an outsider by most, unfortunately. The ones seldom accepted and often rejected. This episode is about the black sheep out there. In my eyes, they are more akin to lions than sheep. If this episode doesn't hit home for you directly, that's okay. I can assure you that some of your siblings or even your kids are exactly what this episode is about. So stick around. This is going to be amazing, and I can promise you that. So let's get started. I grew up with humble roots to a seemingly average family. A family that, aside from my mother, I never quite fit into. I was very rebellious in school, and I had a very unique group of friends. I never felt like I fully fit in school, and I really didn't care to. My interests set me apart. I was more into music, vintage muscle cars, than sports. I dreamed of being a great guitar player like Randy Rhoads or Yngwie Malmsteen, and was even voted most likely to be a rock star in the yearbooks, as I always played guitar when I was at home, and I attended a few talent shows, even though my true musical talent evaded me for decades. I never gave up because my love for music was so intense and so strong. Looking back, I was always different. I longed for more out of life, and I just couldn't put my finger on why I felt that way. I was an outcast by most standards, even though I had some of the toughest guys in school as my close friends. I've come to embrace being called a so-called black sheep, and I even welcome it today. The black sheep of the family are different for a reason. They often have gifts and talents most would die for. A passion for art and music others are in awe of and inspired even witnessing. They have a strength and fire within them that pushes others to want to do better themselves. It can be a gift and it can be a curse. Some people may not like you for absolutely no reason, just because you stand out, and they have never seen anyone like you. You are against the grain, and that in and of itself is a gift, because the sad truth is most people don't even like themselves. So lean into this. It is a blessing to even be a part of it. Let me explain. The black sheep in the family, the misfit, if they pursue their life's purpose fully and lean in to embrace their talents, they are a true gift to the world, and they will shock their entire family lineage if and when they fully step into this powerful form of greatness. Here are some examples. One of my musical heroes is a German man named Muhammed Sweetmez, a Turkish-born singer, guitar player, and songwriter of the iconic Accord. He played in the legendary German technical death metal band called Necrophagist from 1992 through 2010, and is one of my top 5 favorite guitar icons of all time. Muhammad is the true definition of a savant. A savant is someone with exceptional abilities, talents, or knowledge in a particular area, often far beyond what is deemed average, typical, or even possible. He played with a fire most can only dream of, and was and is an incredible composer and writer therein. He played with a precision that humbled all who got to witness the extraordinary chance to watch him perform. A true master of his craft and his instrument. He had a powerful presence on stage that set him apart and has inspired millions across the globe, and he is still idolized and revered to this very day. Many great guitar players are and were mesmerized by his musical genius, and he is, in my eyes, in the same league as such great musical prodigies as Mozart and Chopin. His attention to detail was so fine and immaculate that I've heard other great, amazing guitar players that were lucky enough to work with him say it was something unheard of with musicians. He played with the precision and accuracy of a machine, and yet had the musical prowess to touch your very heart and soul with the notes that he so masterfully played. His amazing talent came at a cost. Many people deemed him difficult to work with because his standards of playing were so high and he only accepted perfection, which is why he only had the best players in the world in his band. He stood out like no one else. Some people even said he was awkward to be around because he was not very talkative to just anybody. I resonate with this myself. I'd say most people that I am trying to paint a portrait of here are reserved as well, but not arrogant themselves in that respect. I took lessons for 6 months from a man named Timu Montessori, who is currently the lead guitarist of the band Megadeth. In one of our sessions, I talked to him about a guy that I met at a concert venue selling his merch, who toured with Muhammad, and he didn't know how to take him because he was very quiet. Timu told me he toured with Muhammad as well, and assured me that he was just quiet and reserved, and said people have said the same thing about him. Timu said Muhammad is a very nice person, and he deeply admired his playing as well. Those are strong words, as Timu is one of the greatest musicians I have ever spoken to or had the pleasure of witnessing. His talent is intensely humbling, and he is very humble himself. He deserves all the fame and attention he is getting today because he is the definition of a great lead guitar player and inspired me so much. And I am so grateful that I even got to learn from such a passionate and talented player as him. I'm very proud of him. I struggled with being shy around people I didn't know and was very quiet until I got to know somebody. Big crowds of people often made me uncomfortable, and it took a lot for me to open up at times. Muhammad was different because the world had not seen many like him at the time or since, and he is sorely missed and looked up to in the musical world still today. Deeply respected by so many, a legend that broke the mold and barriers of what people thought was even possible in music, and the absolute definition of an innovator and a badass by any standard. He played with a perfection that many could only dream of. I will forever be a fan. My nephew, Ethan, and I were fortunate enough to see him perform in 2009, a bragging right only a small number of people can claim today. Muhammad was unique, and we can all be inspired by him because when you choose to fully step into this uniqueness, this gift, it quite so often comes along with greatness. He only made 2 albums, but his contribution to the world set him apart from so many. He put out art no one could imagine, and it shines to this very day. He played with the sheer grace of a hummingbird in a calm meadow and the dominant authority and fierceness of a dragon destroying an entire continent within its flames. He played with the power of the light and the darkness itself. This black sheep set the world ablaze and seared his mark and notes deeply into it. I can't listen to this type of music anymore, even though I still enjoy a lot of his songs still. I found the extreme music genre was oppressive, and it didn't feel good after I healed and became sober to even listen to it anymore. It made me angry and aided in the formation of the dark individual I was in the past. You can learn more about my personal history and my story in the episode titled The Battle to Find Myself. There may be an entire episode in the power of music in the near future. You can find beauty in just about anything if your eyes are truly open. Other examples of this episode topic are Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, and even Nikola Tesla, are other world-renowned black sheep who reshaped the entire world with their contributions to it, deeply impacting our very lives to this day. They thought outside the box and were very different in the world because it's their purpose in life to bring innovation, meaning, and contrast to the world that we get to call home. Another black sheep that I grew up in absolute awe of is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee had a presence and deep integrity that no one had seen at the time. His moves, actions, and even his words inspired millions to this day, and he is loved and admired by so many. His skills were almost otherworldly and jaw-dropping to watch, knocking a man 8 feet back straight onto his ass with just a thrust of his fingers. He was a rebel because he taught the ancient traditions of his culture to the world against the orders and wishes of his home nation. Aside from being a martial arts master and a huge film star, he was also a great speaker, a philosopher, and a poet. Here is a quote from Bruce. "Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is specifically your own." Monumental words from an extraordinary man. He was and is a gift to the entire globe, a diamond the world had a hard time even comprehending, an inspiration to so many. Black sheep are often overwhelmed by the world as they have so many great ideas and dreams longing to come into fruition. Without proper channels of expressing them, can become lost and even miserable in life. Imagine an apple cloud that has little to no room left, being maxed out. It causes an immense array of problems if not released and redirected properly. I face this myself. My musical and creative talents had little to no place to go, and I spent years being miserable and unhappy to an extreme level. I played guitar till I was blue in the face and even spent 6 to 7 hours a day playing as a teen. My fingers often bled and had heavy calluses. I played for over 20 years and was ashamed of the progress I had made given the incredible teachers that I had hired. I could play fast arpeggios and sweeps, but lacked the depth of colorful expression that only a true artist embodies. The musical spark of playing with pure soul and feeling evaded me, even though I wanted it as much as the sun-scorched Sahara craves water. It wasn't until I started healing myself accepting and letting go of the things that no longer had a place in my life that I broke through. I had many pieces of a complex puzzle set aside from music that needed my utmost attention before my musical spark got ignited. My creativity was immense, and I had to start putting it on the tracks of creation, so to speak. This took me decades to figure out. Here is an absolute fact. You cannot fake being a great guitar player or musician. When you play in front of somebody, you either have it or you don't. And people will know in less than a minute after you start. I found my musical spark, giving the guitar itself a life and breath all of its own. I will be incorporating my music into this show very soon, as well as having guests on that share their similar passion for music and life itself. Very big things are coming to the authentic truth, and I can assure you all to buckle up and enjoy the ride. I am more inspired than I have ever thought possible, and I am beyond excited to share it with all of you to help you get a taste of it. Passion, meaning, and creating are the very essence of an amazing life. Be authentic when you create. Using AI to write your books, your podcasts, or your writing isn't you and will never have value in the world. Use your own words because that is power in its purest form. Have the courage to express yourself with truth and honesty. You are amazing and unique, and there is no need to hide it anymore. So many people that this show resonates with have this fire within. It is time to start throwing fuel into this fire and start making life elegant and meaningful again. In a world that seemed void of any meaning at all for far too long, for far too many, the world is craving your gifts and talents. It is time to start using them. You will be happier than you ever thought possible when you finally do. It is a long road to obtaining it, but I can wholeheartedly assure you on the other side is sheer glory itself. Open your minds, hearts, and yourself to an amazing future ahead for all. A future filled with hope, joy, and the pure essence of meaning itself. I hope this hits your ears and sings deeply. The days of division and hate towards one another is what is holding us back. Be proud of who you are and speak only kind things to yourself and others alike. We are here right now because we are survivors and warriors of the highest order. I'm here to find the other lions. Reach out to me if this rings truth in your soul. I'm proud of each and every one of you for the deep courage and yearning for more in life. If you need help in finding your own unique voice and purpose in life, reach out to me on my Instagram or other methods I have available. I'll leave my contact info in the show notes. And thank you so much. This is the authentic truth.